Hello, Beard Wizard family, Escape from Tarkov fans, all of you who have joined me. Welcome to a special live edition of Beard Wizard Gaming. This is where I've never really done this before, but I saw this video. I normally stream a live review at this time, so if you're here for a music review or a music reaction, apologies for the change of gears, but hopefully you noticed in the title that this is about the game Escape from Tarkov. I don't know. I doubt I'm the first one to touch on this, but this video just dropped. And just less than an hour ago, or right about an hour ago, is at the time of this live broadcast from Beard Wizard Studios. But I'm very excited. I'm getting pumped up, and I'll tell you why. Like you guys know, yes, I do music reviews, I do reactions and things like that. But I'm also a game streamer in Tarkov. For a long time, has been one of my top games. I've played Tarkov on stream for years, and I've actually played Tarkov since I want to say 2009, 2010, somewhere in that area. I've been playing this game not since the beginning, like a lot of the guys, but I have been playing Tarkov for a long time. So they've been talking about 1.0 is coming. There's a release eventually sometime at the end of this year, sometime that we don't know, but I think maybe, and this is purely speculation, but there's a lot in here. There's a lot to unpack in this 1 minute and 14 seconds. So we're going to watch this video, pause at different areas, and there's things that I noticed, things that I saw, and some other things I don't yet understand in this 1 minute and 14 seconds that I think is a prelude to what is to come with Tarkov. Now, of course, we're currently in the Friend from Norvisk event as I record this, as I stream this live, and we've been working through that event since last night. We'll be on tonight and through the weekend working on that event. But this is something different, and so we'll take a look at this. And again, pause at certain points and talk about the video. If you have any questions, let me know. Obviously, if you're in the live stream, say hi. And if you're watching the recording, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe. Click that red button. Getting us to 7,500. That's our goal as soon as possible. Helps us out a great deal if you share and comment and all of that stuff. Also, I have a merch store in the video description below. You can find all kinds of other ways to support this channel, but really just click that red subscribe button. But yeah, we're going to take a look at this, talk about it, and I'm going to point out a few things that I noticed, and some things that I had to look up a little reference material. But there is a lot going on in this video that I think points to, and I'm even seeing something now that I didn't see the first time around, so maybe we'll see more. But just out of the gate, I'm seeing what looks like a missile truck on this poster up here. I could be wrong, but that kind of looks like the frame of a Russian missile truck. We've got some safety posters up here that show fire and how to deal with different emergencies and explosions, and almost like I think what you would think of as like an OSHA poster here in the States to how to deal with different hazards. So yeah, let's take a look at what else is going on here. Now, 11/7/2008, if I understand correctly or remember correctly, that is when Tarkov dropped to early release. I don't want to get that wrong because I know that's going to get picked apart. Escape from Tarkov early access release date. When did it hit early access? Well, it says it hit early access closed beta in 2017. Does that sound right? I guess maybe this is in world time. No, that sounds right. So I haven't been playing it since 2011. I've been playing it since a couple years after it came out. 2008 must just be the in-game time for this. Oh, hold on, back up. I want to see that text again. What did it say? Where is that text? City of Tarkov retains some autonomy from the capital of the territory nearby. So So I think so. This scene, if you can see that image up there in the screen, it looks like we've got, and I know it's hard to see. You can kind of see it. It's sort of this barren landscape, but like there's some bodies around. It looks kind of blown up. I mean, it looks like a wasteland sort of scene up there. So the area nearby, the latter are associated with wealthy newcomers. I'm not sure what this is in reference to. This is the one reference that I don't quite understand yet. This is important, I think. That art piece there that sort of shows a city with this smoke cloud and this halo of cloud, bluish, sort of hurricane looking cloud structure above it. Very important. So there's this first time we see this. And in this case, it looked like a time at first, but I don't think it's a time. And I even think the watch, now that I look more closely, it looks like it says date 11/15/25 or 15/11/25, depending on how you read, European versus North American date formatting. That's the first time we see that. And then this, I think, is very important. This blinding burst of blue light, and this kind of, I hooked onto this. It was like, what could this possibly mean? And when I looked, there is a reference to Cherenkov radiation. Has a characteristic blue glow. Is emitted when electronically charged particles that compose atom. Hold on, let me pull this up again here. Are moving at speeds faster than that of light in a specific medium. Cherenkov radiation, named after the 58 physical Nobel Peace Laureate Pavel Cherenkov. I don't know if this is a reference to radiation, a shock wave of radiation, but it says here those atoms release photons, the types of particles that compose visible light, creating a shock wave of visible light. It's the same effect of a sonic boom when faster than sound movements occur, but on the light spectrum. And the colors are perceived differently by human eyes, but the human eye apparently sees this type of radiation as a blue light. Now, I don't know if that means a nuclear accident, a nuclear explosion, or something different. This flash of blue light. Now, it also could be the first time I saw that image. Let's go back to it real quick. The first time I saw this image, it also made me think of like aliens, but I don't know if the developers of Tarkov, I don't know if Battlestate would go that far as to like have aliens in the game, but that's kind of when I first saw this image pop up, that was my first thought, was aliens. But this flash of blue light again could be indicative of radiation, a radioactive shockwave, showing up as a blue light or a flash of blue light, especially when it's referenced as blinding, because a nuclear blast or a flash of nuclear radiation would absolutely be blinding if you were close enough to it. And there's always been this speculation, because we know that there are statuses and effects in the game, or at least built into the game, that we haven't seen yet. There is a radioactive state on your character that has never been touched in all these years. And there's always been the speculation that there's going to be some sort of nuclear accident or nuclear explosion within the game's world story that will cause there to be radioactive elements in the game that you will have to contend with as a player. So it makes me wonder if the release of the game or what is coming next is going to be that initial nuclear accident or nuclear explosion attack or something that is going to then launch what we're going to see as the future of Tarkov. So just again speculation, but this video, all of these little breadcrumbs dropped in this video, I think are all interconnected for what we're going to see. So like Dave again. So he's going to talk about the blinding flash of blue light. And again, I want to see if that image, yeah, it's hard to say. There's so many different models of missile trucks out there, but it makes me wonder if this isn't, so that poster there isn't supposed to be representative of a missile truck. And there are some pictures of Russian trucks that are used to haul missiles. Some of them look like that. Some of them are not articulated, if that makes sense. They don't have a separate cabin and trailer, but there are some that do. But I don't know. It's so hard to tell on that silhouette of that poster what that is, but that's what it makes me think of. And this right here, that's a date. That's it. Hold on. I hit the wrong button. That's a date. Private War Description 15/11/2025. Now written in European date format. That is the 15th of November 2025. Either we are getting a big event, which wouldn't make sense because we're currently in an event and 1.0 is coming. The final wipe is coming, at least for before the release of 1.0. We all know this is coming. We all know that the last patches are supposed to hit in September. So sometime after September is when 1.0 is supposed to release. And so I think they're telling us that either we are going to start a sort of countdown event to 1.0 on November 15th, which would be cool, to show the final sort of the cycle of this world that they've built over these years, turn into the game that we're going to get on release. Or if the release is 11/15/2025, and that is when they're going to sort of reset the game with either this major nuclear accident, nuclear explosion, attack, some sort of major event that's going to cause this blinding blue flashing light. And if you noticed right after he typed that, right after he talked about the blinding blue light, we saw those yellow warning klaxons and alarms going off too, which from the movies and everything, that tends to indicate that there's an imminent attack or emergency happening. It really leads me to believe that either that date obviously is important. So is this date going to kick off an event that will lead us into maybe December release of 1.0? Or is this the release date of 1.0 and this where there could be more videos coming? Like, they're good about doing this. They'll release these little teasers, these little breadcrumbs, these little videos, and then give us a little more and a little more until we sort of break down and decipher what this is about. But I really think that this is either the start of the final event before the release, or this is our release date. And we're going to have some sort of major catastrophe leading into release or or kicking off the release of 1.0, and that catastrophe is going to be marked by a blinding blue light, which again is could indicate a nuclear sort of event within the world of Tarkov. And that's it. It's that date, and that's it. And the ticking clock, obviously, that sense of urgency that something is about to happen. So obviously, we're doing the current event. We're working our way through that one. This is just the first video of what could be many. Battlestate is really good about that. They release things on Twitter. They release screenshots, photos, documents, all of this stuff. These world lore pieces that they put out to the gaming community and let us decipher what they are and try to figure out what's coming. And something is coming in November, something big. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. So let me know what you guys think. Obviously, this is purely speculation. Let me know if you have any questions. Stop by to watch us play some Tarkov. We'll probably be on tonight and through the weekend finishing up this current event. But other than that, thank you guys all for stopping in. I will see you all again soon. You have a great one. Much love.